Hey everybody, it's me, Steve Schnee, the CD Junkie. On this episode of CD Junkie, I'm going to talk about one of the most unique British synthpop bands of the 80s and of now, because three of the members are still together, and I'm talking about Kissing the Pink. Now, the reason I'm talking about the group Kissing the Pink, okay, now, before I tell you the reason, I understand people are going to go, oh, that name, oh my gosh. Well, of course, Americans are going to think, ooh, naughty. I mean, maybe people all over the world are going to be thinking naughty, but from what I understand is it's a term that was used for, a billiards game or something. I don't know, but either way, the name of the band doesn't bother me. I do believe, though, it's sort of held them back a little bit in the States because people were going, oh, can't say that on the radio. But anyway, the reason I'm talking about it is because Cherry Red has just released this 5 CD set called Anthology 1982 to 2024. And it's a wonderful collection. It contains there are 3 original albums plus remixes, bonus tracks, and lots of stuff there. But let's get into it. I'm just going to use an example here, and I'm going to show you my regular CDs before I get into the box. Let's start with this CD from Wounded Bird. In 1983, they released an EP in America called Kissing the Pink. Now that EP, out of the 5 tracks that were on the EP, 3 of them ended up on the album Naked, which came out later that year. Now, Naked was produced by Colin Thurston, Peter Walsh, several different producers. It's a really wonderfully unique album. Sometimes I think about this band and I go, are they an avant-garde experimental band with great pop melodies, or are they a pop band or synth pop band with avant-garde and experimental leanings? And I think it's somewhere right in between. They were doing something unique. Songs on the albums were different rhythms, different layers of production, and they were trying so many things at once. And it was very, very artsy. Very intelligent, and it wasn't just frothy little synth pop, beep bop boop boop. Although there's quite a few beep bop boop boops in amongst the tribal rhythms and things, but it's really, really fascinating album. I loved it. It took me a couple times to get into it, and then really absorb the pop melodies. Here is the Cherry Red version that came out a few years back, and this is just the album plus bonus tracks and remixes and the like, and it's just a wonderfully strange, unique, eclectic, eccentric, but very, very fine synth pop album by Kissing the Pink. Came out in 1983. In 1984, they came out with another album, and that is called What Noise, and this was even stranger. Now, the band, the core of the band is basically John Kingsley Hall, Nick Whitecross, and George Stewart. They are the 3 gentlemen that are still with the band. I believe George Stewart left the band for a little while somewhere in the 80s, but he returned. But John Kingsley Hall and Nick Whitecross have been there since the beginning. Now, the band actually did have some other members who added a lot of personality to the band, especially a song like Watching Their Eyes on this album with its, Omen-like musical stabs. It sounds like it could have been taken from the soundtrack to the movie The Omen, is what I mean by that. But it's, there's so much personality in it, but every song is its own island. And that I think is a great thing about it. I love a band that constantly challenges the listener, and this was one of those bands. Now, in this album, because the other members were Josephine Wells, Stevie Cusack, and Peter Barnett, but they added a guitar player by the name of Simon Aldridge on this album. So they became, a 7-piece? And still, this was very different from Naked, more rhythmic in some parts and more atmospheric in other parts. A very odd, unique, and shall I say, I'm sorry, not entirely top 40 commercial, but definitely something that is going to please, people who maybe like their synth pop a little darker, maybe people who like, really melodic stuff. It's not Depeche Mode, Soft Cell, Human League, anything like that. They are definitely out there on their own, and I love them for it. Now, this is an album that I didn't even know existed for years because it got such limited release, never made it to the U.S. I never saw it in import shops, but it is a very, very unique album. Very different from Naked. Maybe less produced. This one here had several different producers, and I think that sort of made the album sound, the songs different from each other. But it's a really worthy follow-up, and I do really, really enjoy it. That came out in 84. In 1986, they returned with a slightly altered name. Instead of Kissing the Pink, they became KTP, maybe hoping that this would help them in the U.S. Because, like I said, the name Kissing the Pink might have hindered any type of success here in the U.S. And definitely DJs would not want to say that name out loud. But I'll say it out loud 3 times in a row. No, I won't. I'll continue talking about the album, though. This is a different beast. This is still them writing these really unique songs, but they've got Peter Walsh producing it, and they've got, Stott Gaither Waterman's engineer, I think, Phil Harding, remixing some of it, producing, and it's a very commercial album. But it's not commercial in the sense of, Rick Astley or anybody like that. It's commercial in a sense compared to the first 2 albums, but they're still unique songs, very different. They are adding female vocals onto some of the songs, backing vocals. And probably my favorite Kissing the Pink song is on this CD, and that is called Never Too Late to Love You. It is, in my opinion, one of the greatest pop songs of the later part of the 80s. But this is kind of dated in a sense because it does have that Phil Harding sound. I love that sound. I love Stott Gaither Waterman stuff. I love because it's music created to have a good time. And this is music created to have a good time, but with, there's something dark behind that. There's something hiding behind that tombstone ready to pop out at you like, Haunted Mansion. But it's really, really a wonderful album. Now, all those albums I just talked about are included in this box set. And this box set contains a nice booklet, like all of Cherry Red's releases. Then, of course, it contains the album Naked, and it has bonus tracks as well. Now, here's the thing. I haven't compared them side by side with the previous issued CDs of these, but I can tell you that there might be a couple songs difference between these CDs, so you definitely, if you already own the Kissing the Pink stuff, you're definitely going to want to hang on to the box set and the CDs, but you definitely need the box set because there's much more to be found in the box set. What Noise is also there, and then you've got Certain Things Are Likely. Now this here I know is very different because any version of Certain Things Are Likely had, I think, maybe 1 bonus track, but this is loaded with bonus tracks and really, really wonderful. Then you get 2 CDs of remixes. You get a single that was recorded after Certain Things Are Likely for the Wheel label, I think, called Stand Up, Get Down. That was their only release for the label. And they didn't return again for like another 5 years when they put out the album called Sugarland. Now, Sugarland is not included in this box set. If you're interested in Kissing the Pink, you want to track this down. It's very sort of baggy Manchester, has those rhythm, kind of like psychedelic baggy, I guess I could say, but really, really fun. But there's also a couple new songs on this. Now, the band has released a couple albums digitally that you can get on Bandcamp, but they've never made it on CD, and I don't think that either of those songs are from those albums. I think those are brand new to this box set, and the songs on this box set are really, really good. This is such an oddly strange and riveting catalog that, sometimes you do have to take a couple listens for it to sink in. Sometimes it hits you on the first listen, but it's always interesting because it takes you to new places with every listen. Kissing the Pink, completely underrated and overlooked, and I say that about a lot of bands, but I mean it. This is a band you should really check out. In fact, the best opportunity to check it out is if you just buy the box set through Cherry Red. It's called Anthology 1982 to 2024. What I've done is I have created a medley featuring a couple songs from each of the albums that I talked about, and this will sort of give you an idea of what the band sounds like. So sit back, relax, give this a listen, and I will see you on the other side.
The legal quarter of tight-lipped men. Push for honor and repeat again. The legal quarter of tight-lipped men. Push for honor and repeat again. We're watching high, only watching high.
and said goodbye.
Looks aside and together.
Will you come home with me tonight? Will you come home with me tonight?
Love lasts forever. Love lasts forever. Love lasts forever. You may not have complete security. You don't work, you sit around and read. You keep telling me things that you want to do. Turn around, say it's up to you. Won't you tell me what's on the other side of heaven?
Give it to me one more time. Switch off the TV and we'll drink some wine. Turn the radio on, 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 turn the
Certain things are likely. Certain things are happening. Certain things are likely. They hypnotize me, hypnotize me. Like falling in Never too late to love. You shake me up, you shake me up. It's never too late. Never too late to love. What could I do? What could I say? This affection covers me with emotion.
And the stars, they're so cool. They don't act like a fool. They're just watching me, watching you. And the stars, they're so cool. They don't act like a fool. They're just watching me, watching you.
Anyway, that's it. I hope this inspires you to check out the new Kiss in the Pink box set. It's a wonderful collection of songs. Definitely worth your time if you are a fan of 80s synth pop and, with a touch of avant-garde. And it's just really, really fun. And, check out anything you can by Kiss in the Pink. Check out anything you can on Cherry Red. Oh, man, hello. But this is what I'm talking about today, and this is what you should buy. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I really appreciate it. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, to ring that bell for future notifications. And until the next time, remember me. I'm Steve Schnee, the CD Junkie.